So you probably won't find it a surprise. I purchased the latest Expedition North GMT from Timex. I'm a big fan of Timex, so obviously when this watch was announced, I was really excited. Initially, I thought it had a Miyota 9075, and later we found out that it was a different movement. However, there are obviously shortcomings with every single watch. This watch does have some flaws, let's call them. However, I really do think it's charming. I really love the design. I really liked the James Brand edition when they came out with that. However, this is a little bit different, and I know a lot of people are saying it's an homage of a very famous GMT. However, I'm not sure I completely agree, but we'll talk about that during the video. I have my James Brand limited edition GMT here hands-on, so we can do a direct comparison between the two watches. Obviously, there's a big price difference. We'll talk about that as well during the video. So let's flip the camera and let's take a look at what could be one of the best affordable GMTs that you can get from any major brand right now, the Timex Titanium Expedition North GMT. Well, here it is. This is the new Timex Expedition North GMT, and it is not exactly like the James edition that Timex came out with just a few months ago. It was about 3 months ago they came out with that watch, or 4 months ago, somewhere around there. That was in grade 5 titanium. This one, I believe, is in grade 2 titanium, and I say that because Timex actually don't say what grade of titanium this one is in on their website. However, they did mention the type of titanium used for the James Brand edition. There are a lot of similarities between the two watches, and I actually have my James Brand edition on my wrist, so we will put them side by side in just a few minutes. There are some differences, and the major differences here are the bezel, the dial, and even the case and the movement. And we'll get back to the movement in just a second. I think a lot of people already know the difference in the movement. The case is different. It's more angular than the James Brand edition. I'll show you that in comparison in just a few seconds. You also get a bezel that is made out of titanium rather than having an insert, and I believe that was an aluminum insert that went into the James Brand edition. So this is getting a solid bezel that's all titanium. It's a 24-hour bezel, and it's bidirectional, not unidirectional, which is different as well. Also, the dial is a matte black dial, which is kind of similar. However, you're getting these applied indices that are fully white. So it looks like they are almost solid blocks of Loom. We will do a Loom shot towards the end. The James Brand edition had pretty good Loom. We will check this out towards the end of the video. This does not have any of the green color that the James Brand gets because that's the James Brand's colors. So the crown on here is just a Timex crown. It has the Expedition North logo on it. And then you have a display case back, and again, you get the Expedition North logo printed on the underside of the rear sapphire crystal. Now, this is an NH34, where the previous version had a Miyota 9075, which is a flyer GMT. This is an office GMT or a military GMT. All that means is that the GMT hand is what moves on this watch when you're setting the GMT time versus the local hour hand. That's what moves when you're setting it on the James Brand edition, because that is a flyer GMT. Very quickly, let's listen to the bezel action on this watch. It is bidirectional and it does feel pretty good, especially for a titanium watch. So there's a slight difference in sound in one direction versus the other, but it feels really good, and I think they did a good job. I think it sounds good for a titanium watch. It's really not that bad. You have a sapphire crystal in the front. It has a screwed-in crown and screwed-in case back. You get 200 meters of water resistance. So all of that is very similar to what you get from the James Brand. You have a printed minute track on the outer portion of the dial. That's in white. And then you have a yellow GMT hand. It says GMT in yellow at the bottom, automatic, and 200 meters of water resistance. At the top of the dial, it says Timex, Expedition, and then North below it. Of course, the hand stack in between all of that writing. You also have a pip on the second hand that is rectangular in shape. It looks very in line with that GMT hand. The hour and minute hands are rounded and they are a bright white. They match those indices, which again are applied. I'll do close-ups so you could see those indices, and we will do a Loom shot towards the end of the video. And here they are side by side. I have my James brand edition on an aftermarket strap that tapers because I just like the way it looks a little bit better. That's an RSM strap that's canvas, really nice strap. Works really well with this watch as well because it's sort of a field dive watch, gives you a little bit of that vibe. So I think it looks really good. You can see you get a bezel insert here that has a 24-hour track on it. However, the non-limited edition is fully titanium. I actually like the look of the non-limited edition a little bit more. I also like the hands on the non-limited edition as well. I like the dial a little bit more on the non-limited edition. They have the James brand logo at the 12 o'clock. It's not that I don't like that logo, but I just like the look of this a little bit better. I know a lot of people are saying that the non-limited edition, the one in my right hand, looks like a Tudor Black Bay Pro, and I really don't think that's a bad thing at all. This is a $549 watch. Pretty good for a watch that's in full titanium. It comes on a strap, does not come with the bracelet. This one did come with a bracelet, but it was $849. $900 basically for a Timex, which is great because you're getting a lot for your money with this Timex. Probably one of the best affordable GMTs that came out this year. Definitely the best, actually. But with that being said, it's still kind of expensive. This Expedition North puts this watch in a more approachable package and a more approachable price point. It definitely does borrow some styling from a very popular watch, the Tudor Black Bay Pro. But by the way, the Tudor Black Bay Pro borrows a lot of its styling from Rolex. It's the hands, I guess, that people will say look pretty similar in the overall colors and everything. You know, I get it. I just don't 100% agree with it. But either way, it doesn't make a difference what I think. If you like the watch, you should go and get it. I think it's a good looking watch. That's the reason why I went out and bought it. The other difference here that is pretty obvious is the case. You can see the case is more angular on the Expedition North. You can see what they did here. You can see that green crown on the James brand edition, which I think looks really good. The only difference here in size is the thickness, because you're using a thicker movement in the Expedition North version, the non-limited edition. It's slightly thicker than the James brand edition. So the James brand is 13 millimeters thick, while the Expedition North version is 13.2 millimeters thick. That is not that bad considering. Both of them are in titanium. However, this is grade 5 titanium, so you will have more scratch resistance. You do not get a tapering bracelet or strap on this. It actually doesn't come with a bracelet. You just have that rubber strap, which is exactly the same one that the James brand edition came on, except it's not signed with the James brand logo. So that's the other difference there, but nothing major. You're also getting a titanium buckle on here. The sizes are the same. So it's a 41 millimeter watch, just under 41 millimeters. You're getting a 6.3 millimeter crown, basically the exact same size, and then a 47.8 millimeter lug to lug on both of them. And again, this doesn't come with a bracelet, so no bracelet to mention. There it is on my 7.5 inch wrist. I know someone's going to ask the question, will the James brand edition bracelet fit this watch? And I have no idea. I will actually fit this watch with the James brand edition bracelet if I can, and if it does, I will post that on Instagram so you could see this watch with a bracelet on it. So that would be pretty interesting if it does, and if you have both of them like I do, you could go between the two. Now I have two of these straps because obviously this is the strap that it came on. I will change the strap on this. I really like this. I had this earlier in the week and I couldn't wear it for one reason or another. And I was dying to wear this watch out and just go to work with it on or something. And I'm so happy that I have it on my wrist today because I really do like this watch a lot. Yes, it doesn't have that Miyota movement, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think this looks really good and it's a lot more affordable. By the way, $549 on their website right now. That's Timex. However, you can get 15% off, and I did. I got 15% off on this watch, and that brings it under $500, well under $500 for this watch. So shipped with tax, I paid $500 basically. That's pretty good for a very good looking watch in my opinion. I think this is very, very good looking. Again, this is a 13.2 millimeter thick watch. 40.8 millimeters is what I measured, and the lug to lug is 47.8 millimeters. and that 6.3 millimeter crown. Very good looking watch and fits me really well on my 7.5-inch wrist. And there's the Loom. It's not incredibly bright, but those are solid blocks of Loom. So I would expect them to be a little bit brighter, but it could be they're just painted in Loom and made to look like they're solid blocks. I don't know. You do have Loom on the second hand, you have Loom on the GMT hand, and the hands themselves, the hour and minutes, are fully Loom, so they're covered in Loom. The Loom is very good. I just figured it would be a lot brighter than it is. All in all, I like this watch a lot. It actually has better Loom than the James Brand Edition, and I have the James Brand Edition here, so I will show you. You can see the Loom is, pretty similar, but the indices are bigger and the hands are actually physically bigger on the Expedition North version. So you're getting brighter Loom just because of that. And whether or not you like that is completely up to you, but I think it looks good. I really do. I really like this watch. And that's the reason why I bought it. When I saw it, I was blown away. I immediately thought it had a Miyota movement. I was slightly disappointed when I found out it had an NH35 or 34, which 34 is the GMT version. And, since then I've gotten over that and I actually really, really like it. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I know there are some drawbacks to these watches. The non-tapering bracelets and the non-tapering straps, they got to do away with those. I don't know why they insist on doing that with these watches. That's feedback that they got from, I think, every person who reviewed the James Brand Edition. They should taper these a little bit. It looks a little bit better, but obviously they probably had that already in the chamber. They couldn't actually change that. I wish they had some tapering here. And then, of course, the NH34 is a little bit of a disappointment for some. For some, it's not a disappointment at all. So having the NH34 isn't a downside to this watch for some. There you go. I think it's a good looking watch. I think a lot of people will think this is a good looking watch, especially since it sort of looks like a Black Bay Pro. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. I'll catch you guys in the next video.